ready for viewer mail?
I think we are. We have viewer mail this week?
Yes, we do.
Good. If you have a question, please send it to Doug@riskandrewardtv.org. I'd be happy to answer your question. What do we have this week?
This is from Jeffrey in Kansas City, and he writes, I have a 401k and want to roll over into an IRA. I'd like some advice on picking mutual funds. How are funds evaluated, and what is a good source for getting the information? And then he also says, I have a wide variety of funds to choose from, and I'm looking primarily for growth. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your question, Jeffrey, but I'm going to give you a different approach completely to what you just asked me. So this suggests you have an item on your to-do list of, I have to invest this money somewhere, give me the answer. And that's not how I want you or anyone else to approach the problem. The problem isn't, I need to pick a mutual fund, how do I do that? The problem is you don't exactly know how to handle your money to know what to do with it. So you're right that you need to roll your 401k over in an IRA, but you don't need to pick a mutual fund as much as you need to find a plan on how you should invest your money so you can get the outcomes that you're looking for. You know, oh, I'm primarily looking for growth is a big, broad thing. Do you need an 8% return, a 7% return, a 6% return? How much risk are you willing to take? How much loss are you willing to take, and so on. It's more complicated than simply a 5-letter code for a mutual fund somewhere. So here's what I suggest. Solve the real problem. Find a real, take the time to create a real plan and find an answer for yourself. So there's 3 steps. The first one is find out where you are now. That's a budget, or basically a balance sheet and an income statement to find out where you are financially now. Then you find out what your goals are. Every goal has to have a time and a money.
Okay.
Time and an amount. So how much do you need for retirement? How much do you need for college? How much do you need for a house? Whatever your goals are, you're going to put a time and a money on them, and then you can decide what the third step is, which is planning a path to get there. Because finding a mutual fund, well, I don't know. Do you need 8% return? Do you need 6% return? Do you need the money in 6 weeks or 6 years or 16 years or 46 years? So there's a big difference in what kind of investments that you should consider for your plan, which is going to be dependent on a bunch of factors that you can't quite consider if you just say, oh, I'm primarily looking for growth. That's too simple, and I think you'd be better off, or at least you would improve your chances of success if you went through a full financial planning process. Of course, I'm promoting my own, it's not my concept, I mean, it's everybody's
a financial
concept,
plan.
But create a good financial plan for yourself, and then understand what your options are in the investment classes. Because it's not just a mutual fund. You could use an ETF, an exchange traded fund. You could put it into individual stocks. You know, you're putting it into an IRA, so you could put it all into Coca-Cola if you wanted to. I'm not suggesting that, but you could. So you don't just have to necessarily pick mutual funds. All kinds of opportunities to put it in. You can put some overseas. You can put it in different currencies. You can put it into gold. I'm not suggesting that either. So, but you can put it into all kinds of different things. Before you go into how you want to invest, you need to decide what your goals are and what you're trying to get from the money. So I think you should approach the problem from the aspect of, I'm not exactly sure how to handle my money, create a financial plan, and then this will be part of your plan.
And what's your takeaway?
So the takeaway is, remember, no one cares more about you than you do. And your money, while clearly a distant second to your health, is pretty darn important. So tackle the problem, not the symptom, and pay the price in time and energy to do your homework. Tips from others may check that item off your to-do list, but may not lead you where you want to go.